This is Casually Serious, where someone who knows nothing about anything talks to himself for a bit. I'm trying to lean for that 8 p.m. Mountain Time and 10 p.m. Eastern every Friday, but it has been very busy. I am a university student and a full-time house sloth, so there's been a lot of things going on at the home studio, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today. It's going to be definitely out of place, I think, in this season. Episode 3, it's going to be very different. But I think that it would make for some good content. At least you guys can, I guess, have it'll be good practice for me as a student, and also, I guess, very informative for any viewer or listener out there. So, what is our word of the day? It is multifarious. Multifarious, what does that mean? Or multifarious, sorry. Having or occurring in great variety, diverse. That is the exact definition from Merriam-Webster's webpage. And that's, I think, gonna fit really well with this episode. So, why such a different topic? Why are we talking about audio? Well, you see, I've been really enjoying a lot of audio equipment on my own time, and I think that it makes a lot of sense that at some point I wanted to talk about it. Do I have a very informative opinion? Do I have any scientific proof or experimentation and all that kind of jazz? I don't really, okay? I have little to no experience in the audio world, and I'm still trying to figure things out. I mean, I'm experimenting here and there, and I'm trying a few things, but I think that it would be nice to talk a little bit about what I love. So, audio. Man, there's a lot of things about audio that one can cover. The post-production, the live performances, the mixing and mastering, synthesis, like creating your own sounds. There's a lot of things about audio that we, I guess, as consumers don't notice too much. Currently, I'm talking into the SM7B. It's a Shure microphone, one of the industry standards. I know I wanted to do a thing where it's like on-off, I'll switch microphones, but at the moment, I'm gonna stick with the SM7B because I think it's a lot more soothing and a lot more practical for my voice. So, I just wanted to cover one thing that I think a lot of people are going to disagree or agree with. I've had a conversation with an accompanist that played piano for musical theater when I was in high school. And the conversation we had about audio is that the way that people are receiving it is close to low quality. Like, even if I wanted to, let's say, record at like 24-bit depth, record at 96 kilohertz to make up for compensate for the compression, not a lot of people are going to be listening with hi-fi like speakers with very like wide range headphones. No one's going to be listening to a podcast or music through relatively expensive hardware. Everybody now is going to be using like the AirPods. People are going to be using other Bluetooth devices, maybe a cheap speaker from like Monster or Bob Marley, from Beats. It's going to be through a medium that to the regular consumer is going to be enough. No one really cares about audio anymore. I've been falling in love with it, and I think that it's a blessing and a curse. I've been picking up a bunch of Sony headphones lately, notably the Sony MD6 or what's it called? MDR V6. Yeah, the MDR V6s. I also got the MDR V7, the more rare brother, and for most people, the industry standard, the MDR 7506. Now, these Sony headphones are very crazy. They look very similar, but they don't sound identical at all. The MDR V7s are so casually, they're so casual. They're very laid back. They're very warm headphones. And in my opinion, they are the headphones that modern day headphones strive to be, where it's like a perfect balance in that low range, in that higher range, so you can still hear the vocals, and then you got that little mid dip so that you got the bass that's very prominent. But a majority of the time, like if you ever listen to the Skull Candy sessions, they're very bass heavy, and a majority of Bose Sony headphones that are around $20 to $60 are going to be very bass heavy earbuds, headphones, etc. And you guys, even me, are going to be buying them and be listening to high quality stuff through those mediums. And it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just that it's what's available. These Sony headphones that I'm listing, they're not, unless you know about them, you're not going to go looking for them. The MDR V7s are actually very rare. You're not going to find those listed. Maybe by someone who doesn't know what they are, or is a collector and then they're trying to sell stuff because of COVID. In my case, I bought the MDR V7s used, and they were listed as MDR V6s, and I was like, that's interesting. I thought they were fake from the build quality and the feeling of the leather, blah blah blah. And then when I got confirmation that it was real and that this was an actual model, I started looking more into it. The MDR series has many headphones in the lineup. We're talking the MDR V1s to the V2s, V3s, V4, etc. up to V7. I'm going to be picking up a V4, and also I already have a V5. And listening to the V5s, these headphones, man, like if you search out what the V5s look like, or what they, if you're lucky enough, if you know what they sound like, they are definitely, for what they are, amazing, but they're too bassy. This is actually like an interesting curse of cheaper headphones. I have a feeling that the MDR V5s are actually probably cheaper on the lineup, and these would be probably used in like schools or for casually listening to like a cassette tape on the go, that kind of thing. Your MDR V6s and V7s, the V7s again are rare, but the V6s were very popular in studios and also for audiophiles alike from the 80s and onward when they were being made. The V6s are newer than the V7s, but they sound spectacular. There is just a clarity to the high end apparently that is very amazing, so I had to go and try to pick some up, which I really do want to make a few videos on these headphones, like individually and then comparing them. I have something in place to kind of get the sound to you guys. I know that there's microphones out there that replicate ears, or in the shape of like ears. They're using ASMR videos. You can actually put headphones on them, and then you can blast the audio to like a really decent level, and then you can give a listen. But yeah, man, like it's just really crazy having different kinds of cans to really listen to. Okay, so like this is what 4 decades old technology sounds like. This is what the industry standard was for like such a long time. The MDR V7506s, they're very interesting. They're so sharp. There's a sibilance that comes through the S's. So your T's, your P's, your B's, all those syllables that are very harsh on a microphone or on speakers, they get caught up and they show up a lot more in sound. And it's annoying, especially for recordings and for music. But they have that articulation where you can like individually tell what's in the mix. You can kind of see, okay, there's your drums, there's your bassist, there's the vocals, there's some background vocals, the lead guitarist, the keys. You can kind of pick out who's where. The MD7s, the MDR V7s, they have that quality to them, but they're not as sharp, so you can't really hear that articulation, especially in voice. That's really all I really wanted to talk about, honestly. Was just, there's these differences in these headphones, and again, they're loved. Like, if you are a Sony headphone guy, you know probably what the heck I'm talking about, and if not, man, they are basically the Beats of the audiophile like community. Like, everybody knows of them, everybody may or may not have owned them, but then you start going into the big boys. I know that I think it's a company called Strax. I might be wrong in the spelling, I probably forgot, but one notable company for headphones is Beyerdynamic. Now, Beyerdynamic's been making headphones for a long time, just like Sony. And one of the headphones I was able to pick up was the DT770 Pros, and they're the 80 ohm version. You don't need to really worry too much about ohms and resistance. Just know, as long as you're not going into 250 or 600, you're not going to have to stress out. You can get away with plugging those into your phone. You should be adequately okay. You won't need something like a headphone amplifier to increase the volume. But they are definitely amazing, man. I just can't. Like, I've been using Sony headphones, like the 7506s, for Christ, like a year, for a full-on year. I did lots of like live performances on Discord for people. I did a few recordings and mixes using them as reference headphones, and they, for me, I love the sound. They are used. There's like a thing about burning your headphones in or burning your speakers in. It's kind of like you play like 5 or 30 hours worth of different genres of music, and then you just try to make sure that you know, you're breaking them in. It's like breaking in shoes or breaking in a dress. But you do that with the headphones. There's been some forums, and there's also been some posts that I read where like they did like a full-on test for consistency as well, like in a room, like a soundproofed room, and then they got that like ear microphone thing, and then they put the headphones on, and they were looking at the frequency response, and I was just like, holy crap! Like they went really ham on these graphs, and there really isn't that much of a noticeable difference. The only thing that you'd notice is an increase in amplification, because something that we don't know is that the pads actually wear out a lot more quicker, so they become a little softer, and that brings the headphones closer to our ears. So there's a lot of nuances in audio. I mean, I'm only talking about headphones right now. I'm not even talking about microphones. I'm not even talking about like performance techniques and stuff. I'm not even talking about coloration, whatever the jazz, you know. There's just a lot of cool audio stuff out there. But sticking on just the topic of headphones, pick up a pair of headphones. I think that's something that honestly people should really do. Audio is important. It is what we consume on a daily basis, and we are just not aware of it. Your phone, you know, that's audio. The alarm, that's audio. The radio station, if people still use that, that's audio. Spotify, YouTube, movies, video games, this podcast, all audio related products. And the quality of the audio matters. The length of the audio matters. The volume of the audio matters. The context of the audio matters. There's a lot of things that go into audio, you know. We're currently learning in school that like radio and the voice, you know, those are very big things. It's kind of like the printing press of music, and being able to distribute ideas in your voice to other people. It is definitely what I think helped increasingly kind of like reach a broad audience in terms of spreading audio. We love the way that radio sounds, even until now. Whether or not you listen to it, you will still love the way that radio sounds. There's just that oomph, there's just that whatever. But the science or the things that go behind it's just fascinating because it's compressed. It's, in a sense, not the highest quality, if you think about it, right? Because it's being sent through like these signal waves and then a bunch of other sciencey stuff, and then it goes into your radio, the codes in, and then it plays it back to you through some wacko speakers. But they sound amazing, nonetheless. And if you get headphones, get some decent headphones, you'll come to appreciate audio a lot more. And it's just literally the message of today's topic. It's just get some headphones, guys. Get some decent headphones, okay? And just give a listen. Give a listen to your favorite songs. Give a listen to some, even just watch some videos, Netflix. You will probably pick up on things that you're just like, I didn't notice that there was footsteps like in this scene, or I didn't see that there was like this like beautiful cricket noises that was going on in the environment of this game. Didn't notice the whistling in the song. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of those moments for me now, and I've come to really like listening. Listen clearly. You don't need to go too ham. I know there's headphones out there that are like thousands of dollars and like 600 ohms. All you gotta know about the ohms thing is that once you get it really, really high, you have to drive them harder. What that means is that they require more power. What that means is you need an amplifier. That means there's more money. So you don't need to go too ham. There's actually a lot of decent headphones on the used market. If you're in Canada, look at Kijiji. I know in Vancouver, like in BC, or places in the States, I think they're using Craigslist. Check your local classifieds and just try to see if there's any headphones from the 80s, early 90s, and get some used headphones. If they're in good enough shape and they were well taken care of, they're gonna sound amazing. That's honestly where it stands. Search up the model, the Sony DR-S5s. That is a pair of 1979 headphones that I have myself, and the DR-S5s are crazy warm. Now, when I'm talking about warm, I am talking like it's like listen to 1950s music. 1950s music, 1960s even. It's a nice kind of like full, laid back feeling in your ears. It isn't too, it's not in your face. It's not poppy. It's where you'd like it to be. And when you're trying to describe like headphones to people that the terminology that like it's not really common, it is important, I think, to really give a listen, and I really want to make some videos on these headphones and record them through the mic, unlike this blasting the audio so you guys can hear it. Like I think that's like the best that I could ever do. But yeah, you gotta pick up the headphones to really understand. I think the closest thing, okay, that you can get for a decent price, there is a Shure is a company that makes microphones and headphones. They make some in-ear earbuds. You probably have seen them on a few people on the transit, like on the bus or the train, and they look a little funky. You search up IEMs or in-ear monitors. There's a few that go for like $100, maybe $80. Some off-brands, and of course, like I said, Shure, SHURE. They also sell in-ear monitors. They are decent, and they don't require as much power to drive. And most of the time, they're noise canceling, so you don't need to worry about that. They also do have Bluetooth adapters, so you don't need to be too scared of going wired. You can go wireless. So don't even worry about that. Bluetooth 5.0 supports like from the, I think there's like the 130s. I forgot the model like numbers, but there's like a 100 series, 200, 300, 400, and then a 500 series. And the 500 series in-ear monitors, they're pretty insane, I think, but they're also just very expensive. So go for something a little cheaper, but definitely just that investment alone, I think, for most consumers, it's gonna be affordable, and it's gonna be a lot better than using AirPod Pros or using like wireless Sony earbuds. You know, you can get away with in-ear monitors and get really decent sound quality on the go, and still use them in the studio. Still use them for drumming. They're very popular for drumming. You can also use them for vocal monitoring. Just listening to someone talking and stuff. It's like what I'm doing right now, monitoring myself. In-ear monitors might be very, very good, even in the used market. I mean, clean them though. But yeah, I don't know. I could talk about audio. I could talk about audio for days, but we do need to cut it short. We do need to cut it short. This is me rambling. Honestly, though, again, pick up some headphones, guys. Pick up some decent headphones. Go on some forums. Go on Reddit. Man, Reddit. There's a. I'm gonna search it out right now. Reddit has an exchange page where they're selling crazy stuff. Things that I could dream of, but also some things that are definitely affordable. It is r/AV exchange. So you can pick up your headphone amplifiers there. You can also find other headphones that are very popular within the community and all that stuff. Again, some of them are pretty expensive. So just know that that does happen. But there might be something here that is affordable, and also if you live in the States, a majority of the people on this Reddit are from the United States and are willing to ship. Some are willing to ship. Yeah, like I can't get enough of saying Sony headphones, entry level, I think. Used headphones. I know the 7506s are still being made. Same with the CD900 STs. Those are also being made too. They're very similar headphones. They don't sound the same though, okay? But they are very similar in build quality and stuff, and sound. So yeah, if you want some entry level headphones, Sony from the 80s, Sony from the 90s, those headphones are really good. Sennheiser exists, AKG exists. They make some decent headphones too. I have a K240, a pair of AKG K240s, 55 ohms. They're very, very good for live performance. Like if you're trying to record and sing live for people, those headphones are really good because you can hear yourself. They're open back, so some sound comes in, some sound goes out. Just know that they're not the best at keeping sound in because they're open. Get some closed back headphones. Man, I literally want to talk. I literally want to talk about audio for days, man. Headphones are great. Oh my god. Maybe a part 2. Maybe I'll do a part 2. I haven't actually recorded. You know what? We'll keep talking. It's been a while. I haven't actually recorded like 2 episodes, so we'll put these together as one. Yeah, like there's so many out there, and there's some companies that I don't even know, man. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Again, I have a budget, like, I would say like 120, 150, but that's like Canadian, okay? In the United States, USA currency, it's gonna be probably like $80, 80 or $100. You can get some really decent used headphones that sound spectacular. Again, if I had more headphones, I would give recommendations, but I can't stop talking about the 7506s from Sony or the Bayer Dynamic 770 DT Pros. They just sound amazing. They sound amazing. Audio-Technica, that's another company. Audio-Technica has I think it's the MX50. I think that's the model. MX50 or the M50X. That's what they are. So if you search up like ATH MX, the 5040, and I think there's a 30. Yeah, there's a 30 as well. They're reasonably expensive. The M30X, very popular entry level headphones as well, like $100 from Best Buy. These things are crazy. Like these things are crazy good. You'll see DJs use these a lot. They really love Audio-Technica headphones, and I know some older model Audio-Technicas are also very sought after, because for different cans for different fans, because just like a boat, just like a car, just like video games and movies, everybody has different tastes, and headphones are the same thing. You can have a headphone that is warm and very welcoming for your 50s and 60s, and then you can have some more harsher what's it called, mid-forward headphones that are good for like rock and roll, good for punk. And you can have those beautiful, just like really flat headphones. There's not too much bass, there's not too much mid-range, there's not too much highs. It's just flat, really good for just enjoying multiple kinds of music across the board. And don't even forget, yes, I know, your bass-heavy fans, there is some pretty damn good, clean, low-end headphones that offer that bass, but it's not muddy. A good example of what that muddy feeling is like. You ever listen to music through some earbuds or headphones, and it's just like you can't hear anything but these vibrating bass frequencies, and then maybe sometimes the voice when the volume's very high. That's like a muddy kind of sound. It's like a mess. It's just flooding you with low end frequencies, low range sound, and it's just like, I can't hear anything else but this. If you want to have a nice clean sound for dubsteps are really good genre, of course. It's more like electronic music, I would think. So like your synth, your vapor wave, lo-fi, rhythm and bass, jazz. Man, whew. You can get some really decent headphones that have a clean low end. So they're bassy, but they're clean, and you can still hear individual notes. You can still hear individuality. You can see who is there in the band. It's not just the bassist in bass-heavy headphones. Again, a good example of those headphones, I can't stop talking about them. Beyerdynamic 770 DT Pros. Pick them up. Get the 80 ohm or the 32 ohm. Doesn't matter. 32 ohm might be a little bit easier to drive. So that means, again, to drive headphones, like the volume. You don't need to crank it all the way up just to make it loud enough. 80 ohms. Those ones, I have those. People tend to like these. Like there's some reviews about the DT770s and the 80 ohm version, and people are just like, get the 250 ohm. But I'm just like, man, nobody can afford those. Nobody can afford those. There's also a 16 ohm version, but it looks like those ones are like way out of stock. I don't think you're gonna probably be able to find these. But yeah, pick up an 80 ohm version or the 32 ohm, and you can really have a fun time with these in bass heavy songs. Man, even the music we're listening to now. This playlist is by Harris Heller. Whoever's curious about what music you guys have been listening to for the past will be now 3 episodes. Harris Heller. I'm using Pretzel Rock. These are songs that are YouTube safe and safe to put on stream. I really love this like relaxed lo-fi kind of sound. Using these 770s, you can hear the snaps. You can hear the water. You can hear the synths, the bass drum. What else is coming in? Like what else am I gonna expect? Oh, there's just that little like, oh man, all the background noise is gone, and now we're back in. Sounds like metal, like spoons or something being tapped. Like amazing. Okay, amazing. What are the things about headphones? So, man, we talked about volume, talked about price. Those are probably like the most important ones, honestly. Color a little bit warm. How about something dark? Right? What are dark headphones? Technically, they're warm headphones. Okay. Hear me out. Warm and welcoming is not fatiguing. So that's why like this warm and dark kind of like mix together very well. It's kind of like my mic. If you remember the first episode, okay, and the recording I did, I used the RE20, the Electro Voice RE20, industry standard as well. That microphone is bright and is, in my opinion, not good for someone who is a nasal speaker like myself. So I kind of like pierce through the mix, which is good. Like if I had music like this, you're not gonna lose me, but it's just not. It's not fun to listen to for a long time. That is what is bad about having something a little too bright. The 7506s, analytical headphones, I would say. Like you would use those in the studio to really listen to a mix and be like, okay, this is what these instruments need, or this is what the vocals need. The Bayer Dynamics, they're, in my opinion, also analytical headphones, but they're welcoming. They're not too sharp on the high range. They're still articulate, so you can still hear like man, like if you know what a guitar sounds like live. Okay, if you had a buddy who's played guitar for you, or you were at a talent show and you listened to guitar, there's this clarity in real life when you listen to those frequencies, and you're just like, bro, like I can hear the fingernails rubbing against the strings before they oscillate back and forth and give me the sound of an E chord. You know what I mean? That kind of articulation. Or when you're like sliding, if you ever hear that on some recordings too, where like they have to put their fingers on the strings. You can even hear that sometimes, depending on how clear of a recording it is. So you can hear those intricacies with the GT770s, and you can also hear those intricacies with the 7506s. They're very, very, very wonderful, but the Sony's 7506s, you can get fatigued very easily. Think of first generation Apple EarPods. Those are definitely, in my experience, fatiguing to listen to for a long time. I would also think, man, like if you ever go to like a gas station, I think you know where this is going. Like you buy those $5 or like $10 earbuds. Those are also very fatiguing if you have to blast the audio up, or if the song is not as bass heavy. You get sick and tired of listening to those things. So that is like the difference between something that's like warm and darker. It's kind of like there isn't a lot of prominent high end, mid low end kind of like attenuation. It's very laxed. And then mid range and then higher frequencies that are more attenuated or articulate, those are like, if the headphones are done right, if they're made right, okay, at the right level, they'll sound perfect. You can listen to those for hours. Listen to them for hours. You can. So yeah, like that is like sound signature in a nutshell, like the way that sounds. There's also soundstage. You ever notice when you're listening to like a stereo track, it's like, oh, there's a guy talking on my left side. Or like, oh, there's a guy talking on my right side. Like, can I simulate that? I wonder if I think the recording will pick this up. Sorry if you hear the stand. Let's see this. Like, I'm gonna be talking in your right ear right now. Oh no, I'm gonna be talking into your left ear right now. So that is in a sense, okay? Soundstage in a nutshell, left and right. But then there's also more dynamic, intricate soundstage, like a integration. You know, they can be in front of you, they can be behind you, they can be on top of you in the top left, top right, behind you, or like below you somehow. You can kind of hear that. It's very much used in movie theaters for cinematography. So our sound design in video games. CS:GO is a good example. Very popular first-person shooter. It's free on Steam for you to try. Go into like a custom-made level, and then there's some levels on the Steam Workshop that you can download, and you'll have enemies that spawn like top right, top left, behind you, like below, or in front of you, but they're higher. And you can hear those like a little beep or whatever, or even just gunshots. And you can kind of pinpoint where they are. That's the soundstage. Some headphones, if they're made right, okay, and if they're good, they'll have a big soundstage. I talked a little bit about open back headphones and how they're good for live performance. Not only because, they're open back, so that means that like sound can come through they can come through the cans. There's semi-open and there's like fully open. I forgot the model. There's like suspended headphones, and they're actually so cool. Like a suspended headphones, like air headphones or whatever. I don't know. I forgot the model, man. I think Sony made a pair of those before, but they don't even touch your ear. It like the frame just goes around your ear, and then the drivers or like the speaker on the headphones doesn't even touch you. It's not even near you. And they offer that soundstage quality. Like if you go to a live performance, if you've seen live performances or open mics, you'll have a good understanding of that soundstage. It's kind of like there's a distance between you and the performer, a distance between you and the source. So headphones that are really good at having a soundstage typically are the ones that are semi-open or open. Closed back headphones, they might feel like they're like in your face. It's kind of like a good example is actually this recording right now. So I'm just going to move back a little bit. So I'm a little bit quieter, but this is kind of like that airy open sound that you're going to get when you have a proper set of headphones that really have a really good sound stage. I'm going to come a little closer now. I know I'm louder and I might sound muffled, but this is like what some headphone quality, some headphones have, where it's like when you're like right on it, it's kind of like they came close to the mic all of a sudden, or it's like they're singing right into your ears. So unless you have like a decent mic like this, where the low end is still going to be articulate, so like even though I'm closer and I'm a little bit more bassier sounding, you're still going to understand what it is that I'm saying, But for some headphones, they can't handle that. That's again that muddy feeling. That plays a role in the way that the headphones are made or designed. So know that there is on-ear, in-ear, we should have gone in order, in-ear, on-ear, over-ear headphones. So your in-ear headphones, your AirPod Pros, your Beat Sessions, your those like Jelly Bean for for Bluetooth headphones now that Samsung has. Yeah, those are your in-ear. They go literally in your ear. They're good for sound isolation, typically wireless nowadays, but there's not a lot of room for technology. So the very expensive in-ear monitors, like the ones from Shure, again, the 315s, the SE 315s, or the 400 series or the 500 series, they'll have a bigger range, or there'll be more clarity. The low end might not be muddy or disgusting to listen to. But it's because the technology in there is smaller, but it's more advanced. So that's why the prices are like $500. And then you got your AirPod Pros that are like $260 or something like that. But the only reason why, and they're not as good sounding, is because you're paying for other features. You're paying for that noise cancellation. You're paying for like the built-in microphone. In-ear monitors or proper in-ears, they're not going to have anything. Bare bones. It's literally just a unit just for listening. And again, quality varies. I think that's it's a bigger rope though, you know, like it's not like you're gonna trip and fall. You kind of get a good understanding and a good footing. Reason being is because it's so apparent that like anything below 80 is probably gonna sound bad. Anything above 80 is definitely gonna sound better. So you can get away with AirPod Pros. Specifically, there is actually a Sony model of Bluetooth headphones or earbuds, and I'm gonna try to find the model for you guys. Yes, it's right on their store page. The WF1000 XM3s. They're noise canceling earbuds and they're Bluetooth. They're pretty expensive, but apparently, they sound amazing. Again, you're paying for like a bunch of other technology, but I mean, hey, if you're a consumer and you can care less, but you kind of care about audio, these apparently are actually pretty good earbuds. They're pretty good. You should consider getting those. Now, on ear, very common. If you search up Sony headphones, I'm just gonna always think of Sony headphones. I've experienced Sony headphones a lot. I'm gonna find a quick model for you guys off their website, but most $20 or entry level headphones are going to be on ear. So let me take a look see on there. Yeah, so they're the MDR XB55 OAP. Okay, there's also the BT version, which is Bluetooth. There's also your 10Rs, your CH510s, WH-CH510s. Those are also Sony's. The MDR ZX310s. Those are very cheap headphones, $50. The ZX110. These are all on ear. Now, what that means is that they're on ear. So they're not in, they're not over, they're on. And they push up against your ears. They typically have that soundstage issue where it's like, there's no space between me and the source. So it's kind of like a little louder. It's a little bit confrontational, intimate. It might be good for ballads. You might enjoy on ears for ballads. You might even enjoy them for podcasts, for watching TV shows. You might enjoy that. But for how long though? That's the issue. When you have on-ear headphones, they will be uncomfortable because they're pushing on your ear. So depending on the shape of your ear or the size, it actually might hurt a lot. So I typically wanted to move away from on-ears. If you remember the list of headphones I gave you from the MDR series, like the old series, the MDR V5s and the MDR V4s are also on-ear headphones. But you can mitigate on-ear headphones with pads. So there's aftermarket pads that you can buy on Amazon or on eBay, and they will allow for more comfortable experience when listening to audio. They can change the audio. We're not going to talk about that. But just know that you can get aftermarket ear pads to make your life a lot more easier with these things. Like if you already own on-ear headphones, consider looking for some pads for them if they exist. Typically cup sizes are like the same across the board. So yeah, on ears. I've had plenty of experience with them, like throughout the years, because I've always bought or I've always received cheap entry level on-ear headphones. They're not. I don't like them. They are not good at noise canceling. You can get noise canceling on-ear headphones, But let's be real here. It's probably not going to be as efficient as getting over-ear headphones that have noise cancellation, like from Bose. I can't get over Bose, okay? It's not because like they're a name brand, but I know the quality of Bose headphones. And if you kind of want good noise cancellation, I think that they're one of the best out there. So yeah, Bose should not be forgotten in the headphone industry, wireless or whatever. So just know that that exists. But yeah, on ears, they typically have issues with soundstage. They typically have issues with being comfortable. Not many people like them. Not many people prefer them. And again, just like in-ear monitors or in-ear headphones or earbuds, they also will, range in quality over price. I think that's a given throughout all the categories of kinds of headphones out there. But it is just more apparent with in-ears compared to headphones, because when you look at headphones, you can get a pair of headphones for $100 and they sound perfect. But again, it all sounds, it's all subjective. Ultimately, the more expensive you go, the more better the quality. Even the build is also something to consider. But we're gonna move on. Over-ear headphones. My favorite. Can't get over them. The 770s, over-ear. All the Sony headphones I listed, besides the MDR V5s and V4s, they're on-ear. But they are over-ear headphones. And when the pads wear out, the drivers come closer to your ears and they touch them. Okay? So they are considered on-ears. So your MDR V7s, V6s, and the MDR 7506s, those are on-ear headphones technically. The Bayer Dynamic 770s are over-ear headphones. So your ear is cupped. I know the circle looks like it doesn't look that big. Well, depending on how big your ears are, they're going to fit in there. Another good example of popular headphones that are over-ear are the Arctis Pro. Those are headphones for gaming. And it's understandable why, again, you'd want over-ear. Over-ear headphones are just really good for noise canceling. So if you need to be in isolation and you want to listen specifically to your sound source, yeah, you want to get some over-ear headphones. Logitech makes over-ear headsets. Sennheiser also makes over-ear headsets. If you go to their webpage for Sennheiser, they're so popular. I can't stop talking about Sennheiser for a lot of reasons. They will have industry standards. They will have casual listening headphones. Of course, to the audiophile, they're gonna be like, oh, don't buy like these specific Sennheisers because of the sound and stuff. Well, I mean, again, like unless you're like really care about audio, doesn't matter. Okay, the IE40s in-ear headphones, $129. Okay, HD 280s, $129 as well. But HD 280s on their webpage, the HD 280 Pros, are so popular. Lots of people have these headphones and use them for voiceover. They use them in the studio for mixing. Those are like the 7506s from Sony, but from Sennheiser. I would even recommend this, the 280s, or if you are lucky and you pick up a 380, yeah, the 380s are also very nice. They also have other models that are very much expensive. Very much expensive. I kind of want to find some of the lists for this. Are they just under studio headphones? I'm so sorry. But yeah, you'll have things like the 650s. You have things like I think it's like, yeah, there's like the 600, the 650s, the 660s, and there's even like the 500 series, the 300 series, blah blah blah, and then they have their own iteration. Sennheiser has many kinds of headphones, but a majority of the designs are over-ear. And if you're looking for over-ear headphones, they may be your guy to look at. Multiple flexible price ranges too. Just keep that in mind. That you can get very decent sound quality for whatever budget. There's open back and closed back, not variations, but like open back or closed back headphones within those series, like the 600, 500, whatever. And again, I can't stop talking about closed back headphones. Consider getting those if you don't want people to listen in. But soundstage wise, like if you want to experience that, like, okay, like, am I really there? Open back headphones are most of the time successful in replicating that. Sennheiser has some open back headphones. HD 600s. That's $519 on Amazon. But they sound amazing. They sound very, very, very good. You also have the Sennheiser Momentum 2. I've seen a few people with these. There's a Bluetooth variant, and I believe also the wired variants. So yeah, you got those. You also got HD 559s. A majority of the time, they're gonna have pretty good reviews. You can't go wrong buying a pair of Sennheisers. If you don't care too much about audio, but you care enough to be like, want to up my game, Typically, Sennheiser headphones are really good. AKG, another good company for over-ear headphones. Only issue is that if you are into closed backs, AKG sells a few closed backs. Like, it's a good even proportion, but I feel like the good headphones are the open back headphones. The K240s, they were a really common standard back in the day. Whitney Houston has a video of her singing live. It's a live performance, and it's I think it was like for a TV show or whatever. She's actually using K240s, but the K240s she has holes in the top of the headband, and they're a gray or blue design. Those are the K240 sextets, okay, or sexsets, and those are kind of rare. I don't know how popular they are within the audiophile community, but I know that those are headphones that interesting, but they're old, 1975, so you're not gonna find those. But the K240s nowadays, like the new K240, like this is technically like a third or second generation, you know what I mean? Like, they've been still making the same headphones for like forever. The 55 ohm ones, you can plug those into your phone, you can drive them easy. You plug them into your computer, drive them easy. You don't need to worry about that kind of shit. They sound great. I've had a pair for a while. I was using it for live performance as well, just before I got my Sony's. Excuse me. And I have to say, what's really great about these, okay, and I think a reason why I also wanted to mention their name is because they have a detachable cable. Not many headphones has that option where you can remove the cable, replace it if it breaks. So majority of the time when people buy headphones, when the cable breaks, it's game over. You're not gonna be able to use them anymore. It's game over. Like, unless you know how to solder, you can't fix a 7506. You can't fix the MDR V6s. You can't fix the Beyerdynamic 770s. But then the more expensive headphones, they receive detachable cables. It kind of sucks. But for $89, and that's Canadian, okay? You can get them used for $65 on Amazon. Holy cow, I don't know what price that is in US currency, but all I'm gonna say is that get these in a common mod, is Beyerdynamic pads. You put them on these. So how do you spell Beyerdynamic? Beyerdynamic. Beyerdynamic. Get the replacement pads. Now these headphones are gonna start to go to the $120 range because those pads are kind of expensive. But if you get the replacement pads, they're the EDT 770s, so you can use those on the 990s, the 770s, whatever. They're velour pads. Okay. These things, holy frick, man! I did it. I did the change. I did the freaking change. Oh man, like pads change the sound of your headphones. It is a phenomena. There's a whole video on that on YouTube, talking about sound signature a little bit, like I mentioned, like warm headphones or bright headphones, dark headphones, mid-forward headphones, bass-heavy headphones, etc., etc. Pads kind of change the way that a headphone sounds as well. So if you're not really happy with the way your headphones sound, look at the different materials. There's like lambskin ones, PU leather ones, velour, or velvet. Those are also mixed material ear pads that are available. But hey, if you want like cheap Beyerdynamic DT 770s, because they're like $244 right now on on Amazon, go ahead, buy AKG K240s, the 55 ohm, buy those pads. And then you can also look online and check out replacement cables. Get a shorter one because the cable that it comes with is too long. It's too long. And they'll range in price and stuff, but get something a little smaller, of course, like a 1.1 meter or 1.2 meter cable, a bit more manageable than like a 3 or 2 meter cable. And then there you go. They are open back though, so keep that in mind. And to my ears, because I've been listening to flat headphones for quite a while now, or close to flat, like the Beyerdynamic 770s or the Sony 7506s. These AKGs, the K240s, are wonderful headphones, but I do find that there is a lot of mid-range articulation. So what does that mean? You might like these with rock. You might like these with punk. You might like these with alternative music. They might actually sound spectacular for that. Where, instruments are the voice. They are what you come for the music, You might really enjoy that experience. And again, they're over-ear, open back AKGs. They have other models. If your range, if your range is a little bit smaller, okay, you can't spend $90. There's K72s, closed backs. They're closed back headphones. The K72s, non-detachable cable, but they're comfortable. They're very light. Again, there's going to be a noticeable difference in quality. There's also the K92s, same price as the K240s, but the K92s are closed back. AKG also has other headphones, mid-range headphones, $200 or so, such as the 553s. They might be inflated prices, okay? But just know this, okay? Just know that they exist, okay? There's also the K271s. There's a lot of AKG headphones out there. Notable ones would be like the K702s, but that's like $308. And you also got the K612s. Saw it here, yeah, the K712s, and also the K7XX or the K6XX. Very nice headphones apparently. But they're a little pricey. So consider the used market, because like I found a pair of K7XXs locally, and they're like $150. Save a lot of money buying them used. Like buy them used. Do not, if you can, for headphones. In-ear monitors, I can understand if you don't want to buy them used right now, okay? under times of COVID. But if you can get some headphones, they're pretty expensive, but they're pretty good, but they're used. They're gonna lower the price. And then again, if you're scared about sanitary, whatever, replacement pads exist. They exist. You pay a little extra, but hey, at least you know they're clean. You know they're new, and you can experiment. You can see, oh, maybe this is actually a good combo. But again, I would not go. In my opinion, I wouldn't go anything lower than the K240s. I think the K240s, because they've been being made for such a long time. The driver, like the speaker, quote unquote, that's inside here, is different from the older variations, of course. But they sound good. You know, they sound good. Yeah, that's like a general. It's a general overview of headphones. I don't know how long I've been talking now, like an hour. Yeah. But yeah, like if you want headphones, get them used. Get over-ear headphones, closed or open back. They're good for noise canceling. Honestly, Verdict, those are the headphones that I would always recommend people if they're gonna buy headphones. Those are the ones you buy. On-ear headphones, if they're over your ear at least, and then they press against your ear, it's not like the pads are pressing directly on your ear, they're still going around it. Those are comfortable, again, just like the Sony MDR 7506s. Those are like that. The Audio-Technica MX30s. Or, yeah, so you got some options, man. You got some options. Like, oh, man, I can't get over audio. You know, that's just the listening side, guys. That's just the listening side. I can go for hours. Anyways, headphones. You know, typical overview. Some of it is a little bit biased. Okay, some of it's a little bit my opinion, in my experiences. But although be it, I don't have a lot of experience with headphones. Okay, I gotta say that I got lucky buying them used. All the shit I use, even on the stream, the microphone, the mixer, the preamp, everything's used. The only thing that I ever bought new was the Scarlett interface. So if you guys can, and you want to get into audio, you want to get into anything, any kind of hobby, consider going used. What is the question of the day? What is your favorite joke? Man, I don't have a favorite joke. Guys, what is your favorite joke, though? Okay, you can connect with the hashtag CasuallySerious or leave a comment on the YouTube stream archive that will drop today. Again, this is going to be episodes 3 and 4 together. It is a sad day. Like, I'm very sorry that it has to be this long. You know, I know that typical podcasts that people want to listen to is supposed to be like 38-minute episodes, because you actually are still gonna keep them here. This is just a ramble. If anything, this is just to make sure that I got an episode out, man. Like I was slacking. For the last 2 weeks, but school's been busy. It's been keeping me busy. But yeah, please. Okay, audio. It's important, guys. Do not put many audio engineer and producers, song producers, whatever, make their work go to waste. You know, they put their effort. I put my effort. Many YouTubers put their effort in trying to get good audio to your ears, so that you can just sit down and be like, oh, that voice, or oh, that sound. You know, like that is all we can ever ask for. Anyways, thanks for listening to the podcast. Again, this is Casually Serious with your host, Vitamin Zeth. Ben, you know, I don't even have an outro. It's something I noticed. I don't even have an outro.